Hi my loves, so today I wanted to do a video and I am doing a very unique tutorial. I've been very inspired by the different Pride looks that people have been putting out, and then also by the release of Manny's Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag palette. I actually was really interested in the palette when I saw it. I actually think that it's a palette that I would personally pick up. I don't know if I would actually get it just because I'm trying to do a little bit of a cutback on buying makeup, but I actually am somebody who I think if I had the means or if I didn't really have much makeup and I was in the market, I would pick that palette up because it seems like a pretty well-rounded palette. Whoops, always gotta have a tongue twister in my videos. But it seems really well-rounded. I think a lot of people can get different looks out of it, and I think it's very versatile for people who either like really bright makeup or are a little bit nervous to try it out but do want to go and try and branch out into color, since it does have some neutrals but it also has the pops of colors. So I was really inspired by all of that, and I figured what better than to throw back my makeup tutorial to my OG days. I'm actually using my 120 palette today. I'm using all drugstore and inexpensive makeup in this, so this is not going to cost you much to recreate if you are interested in recreating it or just interested in certain specific products. So I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you would like to see how I got to this look, just keep on watching. Alrighty, so I'm starting off. I already have my brows done, and I did prime my eyes with a little bit of the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is the original one, and now I'm gonna take a little bit of the NYX eyeshadow base. This is in number 1, and it's just a white because I want all of the colors today to pop. And this does crease if you don't set it, which is why I'm applying it now rather than a couple minutes ago before I started. So I'm just gonna pat this on. I think it applies best with your finger, so just go ahead and apply that all over. So while I was sitting down and thinking of what I wanted to film today, I figured what better way to celebrate Pride Month and to do a rainbow eye look than to throw back all the way to the original rainbow palette of YouTube. So this is the 120 palette, and I'm going to be using this today because I haven't used it in a while, and I actually really used to love this. I do still love it. I think that it's a really great investment, or I guess inexpensive investment, because you get to try out a bunch of colors and it's really inexpensive for what you're getting. But since the trays actually do come out of the palette, I did want to just swatch the colors. I may do them on the back of my hand or on a finger swatch because I don't want to accidentally drop the palette and have it break. It is a larger palette and the trays do kind of fall out of the actual case, so I didn't want to break anything. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started. I've already primed my eye, like I said, with the white base, so I'm gonna go ahead straight in with shadow. I'm taking a shimmery yellow color. I prefer to use shimmers when I'm working with yellows just because yellow is a hard color to get to blend. So the way that I want to do this is I'm going to start on the inner portion, and I'm using an e.l.f. brush because it's a smaller crease brush and I have smaller eyes, but depending on your eye shape you can go bigger or smaller. And I'm just going to apply this to the inner crease and bring it down to the inner like tear duct area. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this orange shade. This one's a matte. And I'm just gonna slightly fade this into my crease. Just a tiny bit. I wanna kind of blend it into that yellow. And go little by little. You don't have to go super strong at first. Just take a tiny bit of shadow, blend it out, and then add more. That's gonna help you, especially with brighter colors. Really bright colors and really dark colors have a hard time blending sometimes, so just start off light and then build up. The next color I'm picking up is this matte vibrant red. So as you guys probably know, I can never talk when I'm filming videos, so I actually really fudged this last part, but I'm just gonna explain what I did. So I'm taking that red shade and I'm applying it right next to the orange, and I'm going to wing it out. If you want to get the most natural like edge line for a winged out shadow, I would say follow your natural crease and then just lightly pull out, because that way it'll follow your natural eye shape, and then you won't get those weird edges where you just don't have any, because some people I see pull their eyeshadow edge way too high for their eye shape, and then it kind of looks like it got cut too short. So I personally like to kind of create it a little bit more straight than normal, and then I like to just follow my natural crease. So I just apply it to the outer crease and then just lightly pull out. And I also pull it out extra from where I want my actual shadow to end. So my shadow will probably get cut right here, but I'm pulling it out further so that when I wipe it away, I have a little bit of leeway to create my shape. Now I'm gonna take a super vibrant hot pink, and I'm going to apply this just under where I have the red and orange color. And this is going to be my transition into the colors that I'm gonna put closer to my lash line. So what I'm doing is taking a bit of that product, and I'm gonna tap it first, and then just start to buff it out. And I'm again following that little wing that I started to create. Now I'm gonna take this purple color, and I'm going to apply this on the remaining portion of my lid. And it's kind of looking a little muddy with that brush because this one is a cool tone shadow. I'm actually gonna take my finger and I'm just going to pat this because I wanna get a very high amount of pigment onto my lid first, and then I'll go ahead and start buffing it out. Surprise! So I wanted to do the two-toned eye look, and I didn't want this video to be super long, and I decided that I was gonna just do it off of camera since this eye is pretty much just a simple black smoky eye, and the placement and everything is similar to this eye. I just did different colors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna point out the colors that I use. So what I did was I took a silver color and I did that basically where I did the yellow on the other eye. I took a deeper gray shimmery color and I applied that where I have the orange and red, and then for the kind of pink shade that I have, just to blend it into the lid, I did a shimmery black, and then for the lid shade where I have the purple, I did a matte black. So it's a very basic eye look, and I figured since I already showed you how I blended and applied the colors on this eye, since it really is almost a more simplified version of doing this eye look just with different colors, I just did that off of camera. Now I want to do my face, and this is also why I cut it out, because I really wanted to do my face makeup off, or not off of camera, on camera, and I didn't want this video to be 42 minutes long, although it probably still will be. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contour Stick. This one is in the shade 806 Wears Walnut, and I'm going to basically contour my face and bronze my face before I even go in with foundation. So I'm gonna do this pretty much anywhere you would naturally contour. And I'm gonna blend it out using my beauty blender, or not beauty blender, Real Technique sponge. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out with a brush just because I feel like it was kind of picking up too much of the product and not distributing it really with the sponge since I don't have anything else on my face. So I'm just gonna use a flat top brush for this. And I'm doing it super messy. Now that we're looking not so cute, I'm gonna go ahead and start applying my foundation. I've just had really hard times cream contouring over foundation, and I've seen goth makeup artists do this on YouTube, so I'm trying out this method. But today I'm gonna be going in with a new foundation, and I've never tried this before. I wanna try it out because it actually was, I think, a really good value for your money, although there are some cons to it. This is the LA Colors Truly Matte Foundation, and I've seen a couple people review this. It didn't blow up super big like some other foundations recently, but I actually did see a couple people that I watch on YouTube review this, and I actually was interested in it because it retails around $6. I actually found mine at a local store near me for $4.50, so it really is inexpensive. There's not a huge shade range. I believe it comes in 14 shades. I got mine in soft beige, which looks like it's gonna match me, but when I swatched it on my face, it looked a little bit dark. So I'm gonna see if it actually looks that way when it's applied all over my skin. But hopefully this will match me. This, I believe, is the 3rd or 4th lightest shade. So it's not too bad right now because I typically am around that spectrum, but I do think that it can get way deeper, and there are still a lot lighter of shades that I think it can go. So this is soft beige, and I'm gonna go ahead and just apply this to the back of my hand. I'm gonna do 2 pumps since I'm not exactly sure how much I need. And the way I've been doing my foundation recently is I'm taking a brush, and no, it's not a shock of, oh my god, she's finally using a brush. I actually stipple the foundation on with the brush just to get it in the areas that I want it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start blending it with my sponge, but I'm just gonna stipple this all over. Plus, I feel like the brush is easier to use like when blending down the neck. Quick tip for anybody who uses a sponge to blend out their makeup: if you're like me and you apply it to your face first, take whatever is left on the back of your hand and dip your sponge into that first. That'll help prevent your sponge from just soaking up all the foundation that is on your face, since it will already have a little bit of a layer of foundation on it already. So just a quick tip, because I actually always have that issue of my sponge just soaking up all of the foundation on my face instead of blending it out. But, ooh, so far it looks okay, so let's see. And I didn't go too much over the contour. You basically want to apply the foundation in the area that you didn't contour, and then just slightly blend it over so that it doesn't look like a random, like, line. So now that I have the foundation on, I actually am liking the finish and the coverage that it's giving me. It is slightly too dark for me, as you guys can see. I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can get a lighter shade to either mix in with it or to just basically start off really light and have it oxidize to be my perfect shade. But now, since I don't have the perfect shade, I'm gonna go ahead and conceal and highlight my face just so that it balances it out. So I'm using the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer in the shade number 3, medium light, and I took off the little sponge, as you guys can see, because it does kind of come with that little sponge like the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I really don't like the sponges. I feel like they soak up a crap ton of product and just don't really give you the best value for your money, and then you don't end up using them to blend out your concealer anyway, because they just don't really work that well. So I just took that off because it was actually pretty simple. You literally can just pull it off. It's not like a weird contraption. So I'm gonna go ahead and conceal under my eyes, and then just take a tiny bit of this down the center of my nose and whatever's left on my chin, because that will just highlight this area so that it doesn't look too dark all over my face. And then just take my sponge and pat it out. Off of camera, I went ahead and powdered my face, but I also went in and applied a lipstick. I was trying to decide what I wanted to do with this look, and originally I wanted to do a nude, but I felt like that just wasn't bright enough for me, so I actually went in with a purple, and mine is looking really jacked up right now, but this is the RK by Kiss matte lipstick in the shade Purple Affair, and these are actually really good lipsticks, and they're only $2.88 at Walmart. So I actually really like these, and I thought that the purple kind of went really nice with the black because it made it like a vampy look, but then when you turn, it also complemented the purple on the upper lash line. So I actually really liked it, so that is what I am wearing, and that is what I think I'm gonna stick with. So now that I have my foundation and my powder and concealer on, I can go ahead and bronze and apply my blush and highlight. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the Palladio Herbal Mosaic powder, and this is in the shade Sunkissed, and it looks just like this, and I'm going to take this as my contour So I'm just going to lightly apply. And after I powder my face, I spray my face down with water. I actually don't like setting sprays, I've decided. I like them before my foundation to add hydration, but I actually don't like them over my powder because for some reason I think the moisturizing properties in them actually end up breaking up my foundation. It's either the moisturizing properties or that it dries out my skin so much that my powder and foundation starts breaking up throughout the day. So I actually just spray it down with a bit of water, and that for me gets rid of the powdery look, but it doesn't make my foundation and concealer and stuff just start to break up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply a light bit of this. Since I did cream contour, I don't have to go too heavy with this. I just wanna lightly kind of add some color into my face because I do set my foundation with a powder foundation and air spun mix. So it does add a bit of coverage and takes down any color that you have on your face. Since the theme of this look is actually inexpensive makeup, since I use the BH Cosmetics palette, I decided to stick with the same theme throughout, and I'm using my e.l.f. blush in Twinkle Pink, and this is just going to add a bit of pink to my cheeks, but it's not going to be anything too overpowering. And the e.l.f. blushes are a little bit powdery, like hopefully you guys will be able to see. So you just want to tap off, if it'll focus. Please. There we go. So you want to tap off any extra because it will start to get really powdery all over your face if you don't do that. And you do want to apply a blush because adding this much makeup and then not adding color back into your face is just going to make you look a little bit flat. So you do want to add dimension, but you don't want to go too heavy, especially not if you're doing bold eyes and bold lips. So keep it very light and very minimal. And then of course you want to go ahead and highlight. So what I'm going to do is spray my face. Again, I'm just using water, and I do just a light bit throughout this portion of my face because that's where I really want my highlight to stick. And I'm just going to fan it down so it's not too wet because then you can get like a patchy highlight. You just want it to be slightly damp. And today I'm going to be using the LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder in the shade 120 Watt, which basically is just a shimmery white shade. I figured that I didn't want to go too warm or too cool because it would counterbalance either or of the eyes. Like if I went too warm to match this, it would not really go well with this eye. And then if I went too cool to match this eye, it would kind of counterbalance this eye. So I figured just doing a straight white is going to be your best bet if you're doing a look similar to this. And I'm also using a new brush that I picked up, and it's $1.99 surprisingly, and it's an Essence eyeshadow brush, and it's from Ulta, and I picked it up because I was trying to get to a certain number of points and I needed something really cheap, but I actually really like this for a more concentrated highlight. It kind of reminds me of the e.l.f. concealer brush, like the fluffy concealer brush, but I actually think I like this one better, and it's cheaper by I think $1. I also don't know if I forgot to mention, but I did apply my Diva Lashes by LA Colors. Again, sticking with the very inexpensive theme. These are only 99 cents, and you can pick them up anywhere they sell LA Colors. I pick these up in bulk when I find them because honestly, they are one of my favorite lashes, and they're super cheap, so you don't have to worry about like if you damage them, or if you're kind of one of those people who don't like reusing lashes, you're not throwing away a bunch of money every single time you try to do your makeup. So now that all of that is done, I just want to go ahead and finish up my lower lash line. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I did put it away on accident. Actually, I'll use a different product. I'm going to go in with my NYX Lid Lingerie in the shade number 14, Bad to the Bone. And I'm using this one because it has a doe foot applicator. So I'm going to apply tiny bit to my lower lash line, and then I'm just going to blend it out with my finger. again, I just went off a camera and I did the lower lash line of this eye because it's really self-explanatory. I just went in with the matte black and the shimmery black that I used on the lid and just kind of blended it and buffed it out along the lower lash line. And then I did the shimmer that I did here, the silver color, and just pulled it down along the inner portion of the lower lash line. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the lower lash line here, and I think I want to do a green and blue kind of ombre thingy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a bright blue, so I'm gonna use this one right here. I'm gonna pick it up because it's in my hand right now instead of just swatching it. So I'm gonna take that onto a pencil brush and just apply this on top of that NYX base that I put down. And I'm gonna bring it in most of the way and kind of connect it up. Then wipe off the brush. Again, sorry if I'm shaking the camera. And I'm gonna do, I think, a brighter green. So I'm gonna take this one right here and apply this to the inner portion, blending into the blue. Alrighty guys, so hopefully you made it to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the finished Manny MUA Life's a Drag / Pride Month makeup tutorial. I actually really like the way that it came out. You can always substitute the lip for a nude lip if that is too much for you to do bold lips and a bold eye. I actually really like the way that it looks with the lip, but to each their own. Also, if you are gonna do a bright lip, don't do what I did. My lips were super chapped, so I did a very thick lip balm underneath, so it kind of looks a little bit patchy. I can't really do much about that because my lips were just super dry, but I would recommend you exfoliate and just kind of do a light layer of powder before you do a bold lip, because that will help prevent it from sliding around and looking patchy. So that is pretty much it. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was really fun for me to do because not only have I not done a look that is similar to this with, like, I've done, I think, a two-toned look before, but not really to this extent. And I haven't done a bright makeup look in at least a month on my channel, so it's been quite a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It really was fun for me to do. If you have not already, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. I would like to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That's been my all-time personal goal. So if you guys can help me out with that, it would really mean a lot. If you did like this video and would like to see more videos like this from me, definitely thumbs this up, or you can also leave me a comment below and just tell me what you guys thought of it. And then if you have any recommendations or have any videos that you would like to see from me, definitely let me know in the comment section. So that is all. I will leave you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you may be, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye everybody.